more and more people became vegetarian. Some people do it because they believe it is healthier. The other people do it because of the ethical reasons. The question is how the cells in our body react if we stop eating meat. Can they adapt to this new condition? I have a biotechnology company and I have searched in this area with human cells in the last 25 years. I will answer those questions from a scientific perspective. We need to understand first how the cells grow in the body naturally. Cells in the body will be supplied with all nutrients, with all vitamins and proteins and sugar through the blood. Blood circulates in the body and delivers everything what our cells normally need. If we can mimic the blood chemically, we could generate a nutritional solution which doesn't relate to a body, which doesn't come from a body, which is nothing to do with meat or with body. In that case, it would be an artificial blood. In this artificial blood, we can put our cells and see how the cells react. In order to produce this artificial blood, first we need to order all the chemicals in pure chemical form. That are actually all the minerals, vitamins, amino acids, sugars, different fats. Actually everything what we have learned from blood, what blood contains. Those chemicals arrive in the company and we solve all of them in water, one after each other. There are around 80 different nutrients what we could identify in blood and then ordered as chemical and added in this one solution. In the end, we have generated a copy of blood which is almost blood and looks also like blood. Now it is time to test the cells in this artificial environment which has nothing to do with meat or with blood. It is a completely synthetic food. We have prepared the synthetic food and it will be interesting to see how the cells react. We have many different cells for testing purposes, human cells or animal cells. I would like to introduce first a human cell. This is the T cell and they live in our blood and they circulate in the blood and fight the viruses and the bacteria, but also fight the cancer cells. Now I would like to show these T cells under microscope. They love it to grow in aggregates that are the healthy cells. If they have stress, they start growing alone. Another cell what we often use for our tests are human cancer cells. These cells are very easy to culture, therefore we also do tests with them. Once the test starts, we take everyday samples and do a lot of analysis with the cells. We try to understand how the cells feel. The normal reaction of the cells is that they don't want to have vegetarian food. They need to adapt to the new food. Adaptation is a long process. It takes sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year. We don't know what happens, but a lot of things happens in the cell so that they have enough time to adjust their life to the new condition. The new condition is then meat-free condition, of course. After 6 months or 1 year, once cells start growing in this meat-free environment, we are of course very happy, and then we start doing analysis. We look how the cells look like. They are actually different. They are not the same cells which we had in the beginning when the cells were growing in meat-containing condition. What is different? The meat-free cells are in general more fragile. They are more fragile to environmental conditions. For example, for a couple of minutes, if the oxygen concentration goes down, they die. Or the temperature goes down 5 degrees and meat-free cells already die. However, the same cells in meat-containing environment, they are more robust and they don't care very much about the environmental conditions. Meat works like a buffer. It protects the cells. They are more robust. That is one difference, actually, one big difference. There is another difference. Just assume it is a cell. The cells on their membrane, they have a lot of epitopes, a lot of markers. This marker, it is like face of a cell actually. When we take the same cell and adapt to a meat-free condition, after 6 months, when we look the face of the same cell, it is already changed. We don't understand what changed. We can measure maybe 1 or 2 parameters, but also the face, the surface of the cell changed a lot. What that means, we don't know. However, one fact is very important. The healthy human cells don't grow if we put them in an environment which is vegetarian. However, smallest fraction of blood is enough to let them grow. Only 2% of blood, when we give them, they grow and all parameters turn to positive. How can I translate this information for my life? Research says it is possible to have a vegetarian lifestyle. However, life will be more complicated. We have to take care of a lot of nutrients. A lot of nutrients which we know, but also a lot of nutrients which we don't know. The opposite is also true. A life as carnivore is possible, but we don't need to eat 200 gram meat every day. The main outcome of the research is something else. We could have almost a vegetarian lifestyle and we can have extremely low amount of meat every day in order to compensate the missing nutrients.